Okay. Okay, tell us what it is. You know, I don't.
You don't know what this is?
Well, I know what it is, but you know more about it than I do.
What this is a mess. So, a specialty products manufacturing company makes equipment for locksmiths. And this is one of their pretty complete kits that lets you rekey locks from a variety of manufacturers. So you have Arrow, Russwin, Corbin, then you get the big ones like Slage, Kwikset, which is on your common deadbolts for houses, Westlock, Taylor, Yale. And so each cut on your key has a number, and when you go to take your key to a locksmith or to Ace or to one of the self-service key cutting machines, part of the machine reads the key's cut depth and the other part goes and actually cuts it. And so you see these manufacturer numbers and the number in the left column, those are the cut depths. As you can see, some companies have 9, some have 10, some have 7, some had 6 like Kwikset, and then somebody hand wrote in the 7th one when it came up, when it started being used. And the reason this is a mess is because all of the different colored pins are in the wrong spots. So when we found this, it wasn't closed, it wasn't locked, and everything's mixed up. So for this to be useful for a locksmith or somebody at home that's keying locks, they're gonna have to go and sort this shit. They're gonna have to measure these pins to figure out the length, and then once they figure out the length, put them in the bin, and then go and find all the other ones.
Yeah, a process that would probably take a couple of months.
Gonna take a while. No, what you do is you just sit your kids down and you explain to them how to do it. You measure the first ones, you glue them in the bottom of the bin. See, that's what I would do if I had this. I'd dump them all out, glue the pin in the bottom for which one goes where with super glue.
Yeah.
That way you can just visually do it if it ever falls out again. Or if I was the manufacturer, you know, I would, where the number is, I would put the pin there next to it so that you could easily do it. It says color, see, look at this, chart for use with specialty products, color-coded pins, but the color codes are nowhere to be found. They're not on the chart, they're not in the bin. That's kind of a dick move. But anyway, we found this on the side of the road when we were riding our bikes coming back from the golf course, and grabbed it because it's something's worth money, something I know some people that might want, but it's kind of sucks carrying it when you got a bum trailer wheel. But if you ever wondered what kind of tools are used by the locksmith when you pay $60 to get your lock changed because you kicked a roommate out and you need new keys because you don't want them to steal everything in your house, well, the locksmith's going to show up in his truck. He's going to dig one of these boxes out or something similar to it. He's going to look up on the chart what the code is for the keys he brought, and you're going to change your tumbler's pin setup to match. So there you go, locksmith rekey kit without the tools, because there's a couple tools you got to use for certain types of locks that look like a little forked screwdriver kind of thing that you poke it in the hole and it lets you compress the spring and take out the tumbler and that kind of sort of thing. But there's Brian, technical aspect expert.
Yeah, hey, I wanted to give you a quick tip here. If you don't have the tool and you want to get a tool, you can take an old beat up flat blade screwdriver and you can use your micrometer thing tool that he's talking about, and you can measure, right? And then you can take your die grinder, you put a thin cutter blade on it, and you can go right down, and you can make your own tool if you need to. It's me, Brian.
But it's a forked thing with a post in the center that's tapered.
You can do it any way you want. You can cut it out, you cut it in, you can do whatever you want.
It's the fork bent and the pin in the center that's tapered.
That's my anonymous friend, Mr. Perfect.
You need to taper. That's hard to do with a die grinder.
No, it's not. You can do anything with a die grinder. Look what Big Polly, Little Polly did with a die grinder.
Dude, you need a really tiny tapered cone to fit in the hole in the lock. If you could do that.
Oh, like the one. I know what you're talking about.
Greg had one.
Yeah.
It's the bent fork with a post in the center.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. This is me, Brian, technical aspect expert.
Showing his expert. Yep.
Yeah, showing my